What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video.
I rep the West to the death, but my life is better. I've shed blood, shed tears, man, I stormed bad weather. I caught an L at 19, that's a cold ass letter. But now I'm back in the world and trying to make it better forever. They counted me out at a young age, but now I'm living proof. I'm in this booth, I'm spitting truth, you see me on the tube. The Dub Show, homies bounce and roll. The Dub Show.
Today, right now as I'm recording, it's about 11:30 in the afternoon. 8 years ago today, I was probably either doing the last couple minutes of my life sentence in prison, or I was just leaving R&R and being dropped off to the person who was waiting to pick me up. I plan on doing another video, a different video, but I wanted to make sure that I did this video today because it is my 8th year anniversary from being released from prison. It's an important day. Obviously, one of the most important days of my life. Walking out of prison after serving over 24 years. Leaving prison when I never should have been able to leave prison. And I got to make sure that I remember today, that I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for every day. But I remember not believing I was going to be released. I remember, shaking Vato's hands and, hey, all right now. And it was like walking to R&R. I still didn't believe that they were going to let me out. But I remember telling myself, look at everything. And I was looking at the buildings. I was looking at the dirt, the track. I looked at the razor wire, the fences. I had to sit behind work change waiting for the van to pick me up to take me to R&R. And a sergeant that I didn't know, he walked up to me. I guess he had read my C file and, knew my history. And he came up to me and he shook my hand and congratulated me on my release. And he told me, there's a lot of guys on this yard that you've never spoken to, but they know who you are. They saw the way you were really, working on yourself and bettering yourself. And they said, you leaving today will have a big impact on them. And I remember he cracked a joke and he said, whatever you do, don't come back because I'll kick your ass. And I joked right back and I told him, you can't. And he left. And a couple minutes later, I got in the van. Drove over to R&R. Got my dress outs. I made sure I had some slacks and a dress shirt, a tie. Back then, I was still growing my hair out. But I wanted to look presentable. Still didn't believe I was going to get out. They drove us in the van out to where our family was waiting in the cars to pick us up. And it was at that moment when I got into the car and we drove off that I was like, damn, they really let me out. And people ask me all the time, what were your thoughts? And somebody was clowning the other day when and it was my thought. The first thing I wanted to do, let's go get a cell phone. Because I had a lot of family members that I knew were anticipating my release that day. I had other people in my life that I knew they didn't know, and it was going to blow their mind. And so I wanted to learn, I wanted to learn these phones, and I wanted to hear their voices and hear their shock and hear their happiness. I wanted to grab some clothes. I had to go report to my parole officer. And I remember just, it was a whirlwind. Imagine, I started going to jail in 1988. 2017, I was finally not incarcerated. It wasn't until 2020 where I got off parole, and I remember crying. I'm man enough. People think it's weak to cry. It's not weak to cry. People scared to cry. That's weakness. I remember I literally cried when I got off parole, because that was 2020. From 1988 till 2020, the state had some kind of hold over me. And that was the first time since 1988 where I was completely free. I still, to this day, in my wallet, I carry the discharge card. I carry my prison ID and my discharge card together. They're kind of like physical reminders. Believe me, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of reminders of why I should never commit a crime again, why I should never return to prison. I watched a video this morning on this guy, Mohawk Matt, and I probably will do a video on that today. It'll be a bonus video today. And I'm not going to do him like Wes Watson, but I just don't understand. Prison is so ugly. Prison is so brutal. Prison is so violent. Prison is so miserable that if we each just tell our story without adding salsa, without embellishment, we can change some people's minds, man. We can change some people's lives. I hear it all the time in my DMs. Whether it's IG, whether it's Discord, whether it's TikTok, whether it's in the comments on my YouTube channels, that my story has made an impact. And that's the greatest thing I've done in my life. Getting other people to not walk in my footsteps. There's a lot of people that don't like my message, and I wonder why. You know, there's all these dudes that talk about who's good in the hood and all that. Good in the hood means being willing to kill you for no reason, being willing to rob you for no reason, having no fucking remorse for your family when they victimize you and them. That's good in the hood. That's impressive. It's not impressive to me. What's more impressive to me is people owning businesses, people working 10-hour shifts every day to provide for their families. Men and women. That's real shit. I talked about in a recent video, I get the traumatic experiences that lead us as kids to view the world a certain way and lead us down a path of criminality. I get it. But at some point, we got to grow up. I'm blessed that I was able to grow up. And if people want to hate me because I grew up, I'm okay with that. Because I'm good with God. I'm good with my family. I have peace and happiness in my heart. Isn't that what we all want at the end of the day? It's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.